Hey everybody, welcome back to Cold Spring Harbor Library at the movies. I'm going to be talking about two films today, as usual, and I hope you are into them like I was. So, first up, I'm actually going to talk about Gone Girl from 2014. This is based on the Gone Girl book by Gillian Flynn that came out a few years ago. The movie stars Ben Affleck, Rosamund Pike, as well as Tyler Perry in a role like you've never seen him before, and a few other familiar faces. So, this is actually the first time I'm going to be getting into some spoilers just because I have to talk about the twist in the film in order to review it because I just have such strong opinions about this movie. As much as I like it, there's something that really bothers me in this movie, and I wonder if you guys felt the same way I did. I know it was a really popular book, polarizing. I know people who loved it, people who hated it. I personally was a big fan of the book, and I know it's cliche, but I thought the book was way better than the movie, even though the movie is pretty good. The only time I could think of a movie being better than the book is Stephen King's The Mist. That was based on a short story, and in 2007 they did a movie, and Stephen King himself actually came out and said, I prefer this ending better. So let's get into Gone Girl. It is directed by the famous David Fincher, who is known for doing one of my favorite movies, Panic Room, among The Social Network. That was a huge hit. So he's a really great director. Gone Girl is about Ben Affleck. He is married to Rosamund Pike's character, and her name is Amy, also known as Amazing Amy. One day she goes missing, and the husband is blamed by the media. It's actually really similar to the Scott and Lacey Peterson case from 2002. After watching this movie, I actually did a lot of research into that case, and you could see so many things from that case that are mimicked in the book, in the movie, and so forth. So like I said, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought Ben Affleck was really good in this role. He's such a hit or miss actor. I think in certain roles he's really good, and then other roles he's like, eh. I did like him as Batman, though, so for what it's worth. But yeah, he was really good in this because he kind of plays the, 47-year-old frat guy husband who's like still 21 at heart, and he marries Rosamund Pike's character, Amy, of course, and she goes missing, and the media zones in on him, and automatically he is blamed. And you really can't blame the media too much because he's got some secrets to hide, and they are like, wow, like this is one of those movies that just constantly with the twists, and you're like, oh my god, like, can this really happen? Well, if you look at the Scott and Lacey Peterson case, it can. But anyway, back to the movie. I really thought Rosamund Pike in this, I like her as an actress, but here's my issue with the film. I think she was horribly miscast. Now, people ranted and raved about her performance in this. I think I'm in the minority here. I didn't like her in this movie. The book is much better dealing with Amazing Amy than the movie portrays. So I am going to mention some spoiler here right now. It does ruin the movie. So fast forward. I'm warning you. You could go to the next review. Okay, and good. Okay, so spoilers for Gone Girl. When you find out that Amy's actually the one behind it, and she's the one who's like secretly blaming her husband because she was miserable with him, and she just created this gigantic circus that was reflected in the media that really blamed him, and he's completely innocent in regards to his wife missing. He's not innocent in other things, but watch the movie for those details. So this is my issue. What I like in the book, what the book does so much better, is that this Amy character is completely different in the book. She is somebody who is like bubbly and high energy and fun, almost like a Reese Witherspoon kind of character. And then when you later on find out in the book that Amy is not dead, she's not missing, she ran away, she comes across as really cold and just like fed up and like this completely different character. She did a 180 on what I call like phase one Amy prior to missing. Amy was bubbly and happy, and then when we cut to her in present day, she's completely cold-hearted and completely different. So I have to say all that to obviously mention what I don't like in the movie. In the movie, Rosamund Pike plays the character of Amy as cold-hearted and mean the entire film, except maybe one quick flashback scene. But it's like, that doesn't work, because the whole Gone Girl, both in the book and the movie, they play up this theme of cool girl. Now, what is cool girl? Cool girl is this concept that women are labeled as, oh, she's just the fun wife. She's the kind of wife who has a couple of beers with the guys and hangs out with the guys and can eat so much pizza and still remain a size 2. Cool girl isn't really a realistic thing. That really, I mean, I have water and I gain weight. So, like, that doesn't really exist. It's completely unrealistic. So, overall, both in the movie and the book, Amy is fed up of playing this role of my husband, played by Ben Affleck in the movie, is this, like, he's in his mid-40s, he's acting like this 21-year-old frat guy, I'm always pushed aside, I'm totally fed up with it. She loses her mind and ends up going missing, and it turns into this giant case. And it's just her transformation from, happy and bubbly to cold and crazy is done much better in the book than it is in the movie. And I don't know if this is because of the film's director, or if it's Rosamund Pike, or both. It doesn't play well in the movie. Now, that's a major thing wrong with the film, but the movie is still really great otherwise. I think Fincher's directing is top-notch here as usual. He's really great at telling a story. And the character Ben Affleck plays is one that, like, I find interesting. Even though he is kind of immature and goofy, and he wasn't a great husband, he's interesting to follow. His sister in the film is actually played by actress Carrie Coon. I think she's wonderful in this. I mean, in my opinion, she's the most interesting character in the movie. I could just watch her talk. She's hysterical, and she just has this really great wit about her. And Tyler Perry does a really good job as playing this lawyer, and, this is the guy from the Medea films, and he's really good in this. You would never know that it's like he goes and does all these comedy, goofy movies. So it's just really cool because there's this, like, Nancy Grace character in the film who's obviously, they're channeling the real Nancy Grace, where it's meant to be like a true crime kind of commentary show that you would watch like on CNN or Fox or something. But they're so going for Nancy Grace, and this woman, this TV news anchor, is so entertaining because before any of the facts come out about like what's really going on with Amy, she's already, along with a lot of the media, they have labeled Ben Affleck as the killer. And it's interesting to see the other side of that, especially when you see that what the ending turns out to be, let's just say. Next up, I'm actually going to talk about this film, one of my personal favorite movies of all time. Not many people know about it. And that's, I try to talk about movies on here that might have been like a sleeper kind of film. Not a lot of people know about it, but I think it's totally worth a watch. And it's called The Kingdom. It's from 2007. The film is directed by Peter Berg, and it stars Jamie Foxx, Jennifer Garner, who is just one of my all-time favorite people on the planet, even though I've never met her. I'd go on forever. I've been a fan of her since the Alias TV show, and this is really her first action movie since that show. That was a TV show on ABC where she played like this spy character, and that's really what she's known for. And then after that show ended in the mid-2000s, she went on to do this film called The Kingdom, pretty much playing the same character from Alias, and she's so great, and I wish she still did stuff like this. It also stars Chris Cooper from American Beauty, another great movie, and Chris Cooper is such a great actor. He was also in October Sky. And Jason Bateman is in it, and the film is kind of like a political action thriller. The film follows a team of U.S. government agents who are sent to investigate the bombing of an American facility in the Middle East. And this is a wild movie. I mean, it is so intense. If you love something like Homeland, that show on Showtime with Claire Danes and Mandy Patinkin, this is right up your alley. This is an edge of your seat action thriller. And it's so realistic because, I mean, these things do happen. American embassies or things of that nature are attacked, unfortunately, in other countries where, military personnel and their families are stationed and they are attacked. In this film, we have a crew of FBI and investigators. They are sent in to figure out how this happened. And this is like one of the only movies I like Jamie Foxx in. He's really good in this. Jennifer Garner is obviously great. And Jason Bateman, who I'm normally not a fan of, is pretty good in this. He's definitely the comedy, aspect of the film. And Chris Cooper is brilliant. And they're really trying to investigate, okay, why did this attack happen? Who was behind it? And I got to tell you, like, the last half hour, some of the best action I've ever seen on film, and it plays realistic. So if you're into like CIA, FBI, political thrillers, this is up your alley. And it's from 2007. I actually saw it in theaters, and theater wasn't too crowded. So it's like, this is one of those movies that whenever somebody asks me, oh, I'm looking for a good movie, The Kingdom is right there. So go to your local library. Hey, we're open now, and you can reserve it. And if you ever see me at the front desk, let me know. What do you think? So Gone Girl and The Kingdom, both recommended, and that's all for this week. So thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate you guys watching. Be safe.